Okay, so just we completed up to balance forward billing concept. Right now we'll see how to review the customer account balances. If you want to review the customer account balances, the straight away you cannot find the customer related balances. Okay, for that we have to submit the relevant jobs, so those will update, and that jobs will keep that information ready to review. Okay, we'll see which jobs we have to run. So to review the customer account balances, first we have to submit jobs. Go to ESS job page. It's taking time. Fine. So go to schedule new process. Just click on schedule new process. Here we have to run the process which will update customer summary balances. So very slow. Sometimes the browser also could be the issue. We'll try from this browser. Same response. Fine, we'll see. Just search with the term called as balances. Okay. We'll see from this browser. Just search with the term called as customer or balances or anything. Just filter the results. So here you could see one job called as process receivables transactions for customer account summaries. Okay, so this is the first job you have to run. Once you run it, system will update the summary table so that you can review customer balances. Customer balances summary table system will update, and once system will update, you have to run the another job called as this: refresh receivables transaction for customer account summary, so that system will display the customer related balances through sort of the function which we have. Okay, first we have to run this job. Select this job and say okay. What it will do, it will update the customer account summaries. Just say okay. and no parameter is required. Directly submit. Say okay. And this is system will run this job for entire instance. Okay, it's not user specific. For entire instance, say you just, if you have a customers, if you have a transactions against those customers, okay, you before you go and run, if I run for my the kind of environment where I want to see the balances, that will update the balances for your customer, whatever the customers you have, and balances against the same customer through transactions. So this job works at instance level, so you no need to run for specific customers or specific environment in the sense, maybe like for your business unit, that environment. Okay, done. Now again, just refresh this page by navigating to same task called as scheduled processes. Now it's somewhat responding immediately. So click on schedule new process. Here search for customer, search with the custom term called as customer, and next job is refresh. Okay, refresh customer related balances, summary balances. So here is a job, refresh receivables transactions for customer account summaries. Select and say okay. Just click on OK. Just say submit. You're done. Now we can go to receivables. Go to task list. Here, even here also you have a review customer accounts. And the same we have as a task review customer account details. Click on this. After submitting those two jobs, if you just come to this page, you will be able to see the balances. Before that you cannot. So you can search for the customer, starts with Google customer, right? Search. Now you can see the balances. Okay, the total open receivables, the total transaction due, pending applications, total past due, and all you could see if you just select this. So since we have no multiple transactions with this, this is a very summary level. These are the detail level. Okay, so this is how just system will update that information. You select any transaction, against that what are the activities you performed, and the transactions also the system will display if it is applicable. So this is how just you have to run those jobs. Those will update the balances. The same you could see from this review customer account details. Without running those jobs, if you come to this page, you cannot find any information, even you have a transactions against the customer. So this is all about reviewing the customer account details. Okay, now we'll see how to load the customer's data. We have seen the process of loading the suppliers into application as a part of data conversion. What are the practice we follow, that we discussed. When I talk about customers, similar process, we have to download the relevant template from OER. we have to prepare with the data, we have to convert into CSV, that we have to load into UCM, or else straight away you can submit the load interface file for import, and you can submit the relevant import customer job that will import the data from first it will populate into interface, from interface to base tables. So we'll just go and see that template which is available in OER. Search for Oracle OER, Oracle Enterprise Repository. Go to our financials, select version as release 13, and here we have under books, here we have file based data import for Oracle Financials Cloud. Click on show details, click on this HTML page. Sorry. It's not displaying. 1 second. Go to this use, import file based data. Here just look for the template which will allow us to load the customers data. We have customers import, just click on this, and we know how to download this template, right click, say save link as. Okay, Google FBDI here, save this template. Fine, this is a template which we downloaded. Open this. If you look at this template, you could see the information very just it's the information, complete information, the tabs. If you look at here, you could see all the tabs which refers HZ TCA model. Okay, HZ, okay, HZ parties here. Good notice from here. So HZ parties information, HZ party sites, and party site usages, customer accounts, customer account related sites, and site usages. There are many tabs which talks about more related to parties and the party based customer definitions. So reality, when you create the customer, we don't no need to specify this information. If anybody is going to majorly focus on the parties related conversion and respect the party related, if the party information is going to be maintained as a customer, that specific information, then only we can use this template. The reality, this is how just initially Oracle introduced the template. Later, they given other option based on the customer client needs to load the customer's data in very simplified manner. Okay, it's a very complex template. Normally, we don't use it. Okay, if there is any requirement of loading the primarily party based information, you can use it. But just if you want to load the customer's data, this template we no need to use it. Okay, to load the customer's data, we have a template directly in the instance. Okay, by using that template, we load the customer's data. So if you want to see that template, sorry, go to accounts receivable. In case of customer import, customers conversion, you can ignore the template which you see in the FBDI as a FBDI template. So to load the customers, the templates are available within the instance itself. So you can manage customers. Here we have, one second, go to billing. Here we have a template called as upload customers from spreadsheet. So this is a template generally we use to load the customers data. So download customer spreadsheet template. So this is sample template. So customers data, customer contacts, reference accounts, customer bank accounts. Normally when you create customer, or when we created customer, we provide very basic information, customer name, and automatically system will create account and the site information. So that complete information you can enter under this tab, customers. If you want to provide the customer contacts, references, and bank accounts, you may use these tabs. Otherwise, these are optional. So primarily, how we created a customer in the system through manual process. The same way, if you want to bring the data into system, you can use this template. So just remove the sample data except one record. Okay, here you can provide source system, which is a source system, from which system you are bringing the data into application. That name you can provide. And you can provide the customer number, and customer name, say Google new customer. Customer account number, enter any number. Account description, for account if you want to write, this is optional field. Okay, you may write the same, not mandatory. The account established date, not mandatory. And the customer class, not mandatory. Customer profile class, yes, this we can, this we have to provide, so that system will default the information. To provide the customer profile class, we'll go and see which profile class we created. So go to manage customers. Customer name is Google customer, Google customer 1, right? If you want to see the profile class which you are using, we may click on account number. Go to profile history. So profile class is Google standard. The same you can provide here. Google standard. Site number, can enter some number, and here account address set. Here we can notice as which address set we use at the time of definition. So Google US business unit, but this is the display name. The actual code we have to provide at the time of this address set definition. What is the actual code we given that we have to create? So just click on create. We are not going to create, just to take the reference information. Here you can find it. We have to provide a code only, otherwise that record will fail. So this is the name we have to choose. Google US BU customer set. Right, this is valid. So take this one. Location source reference. Any number you can provide. Address. So normally when you create we are not going to create, just I'm selecting to take other details. We'll cancel it anyway. So this address information we have to provide. So for reference purpose, you can pick any one of the postal code. The same we can copy and paste. Here address name you can give Google new address. Provide these details. City, state, postal code, county, country is United States. The same we have here that you can accept. So site site purpose reference, source reference. This is source system reference. So purpose we specified, and site indicate build to payment method. If you want to specify, you can specify. Else you can ignore. Go through other columns also. If you think some other information you want to capture, you may specify, or else you may ignore. You may remove the data which is available. Okay. So these are the basic details which you have to provide. And when you talk about contacts, so if you want to maintain the customer contacts, you can maintain, or else just ignore it. Reference accounts will provide all these accounts at customer site level, right? Built to site level. You want to derive for auto accounting. The auto accounting is set accordingly, and the system will derive the accounting for transactions. So this information would be enough basically to create the customer. If you want to capture these details also, you can add and you can do it. Done. So I think here show extensible attributes. We have a section. So you click on that and you go through that. I think there are some additional fields hidden. I just forgot to talk about it. So here we don't need any information. Remove that. Remove these additional fields. Showing in the blue color. Site name. Remove it, not required. Mail stop, billing, floor, and all not required. House type. Before you enter the data, just you click on show extensible attributes. Okay, it will display the hidden columns also, so that you can take decision whether you want to capture the data for those fields or not, but those are optional only. So fine, once you provide the data, you can just click on generate CSV file. Save it. File got saved. Now go to application, just cancel this. Go to transaction workbench, billing. Click on upload customers from spreadsheet. Here we have a tab called as upload customers from spreadsheet. Click on this tab and we have to browse that file. Click on browse. So this is a file which you have to submit for upload. Then say submit. Even we have just one record, one customer record, it will take 5 to 10 minutes time. Okay, it will take 5 to 10 minutes time to load this data, and once this process is done, system displays how many total transactions we have in that file. That means number of customers, how many are successful records, how many are unsuccessful. With some reason, if the record is unsuccessful for the customer definition, it will show the reason also here. It shows number of the records. Once you click on that number, say system A shows one record is failed. If you click on that number, it displays the reason also. That's how you can go and correct again. You can convert as a that file and you can resubmit. So now it will take 5 to 10 minutes time. So what we could do is just we can wait for 5 to 10 minutes. I'll be stopping the recording also meantime. Okay, we waited more than 10 minutes. Now just click on refresh. It should update by this time, otherwise we have to wait. What happened? It is showing the status itself error. Go to billing. Upload customers from spreadsheet. Refresh. What's wrong with this? Just look at the log file. Request itself showing as error. The error message here. Okay, unable to create initial extent for certain table space online loading staging data error while calling stated process. taking a table space related issue it is showing. We'll try once again. Given all the details right. It is showing table space related issue. We'll just if it's going to continue and all. I'll just show the same in the different instance. No issues. Yes, we'll keep it everything. This required information is available. Okay, just we'll see the status. Refresh. Same issue. It's seems to there is some issue with this instance. We'll try the same in the different instance. Just give me a minute. I'll switch to other instance. Fine. Just we'll do it once again. No issues. So for now, I'm just marking it as a just pending only. There is some technical issue with the table space. Data. So now we'll go with the auto invoice. So when I talk about auto invoice creation, it's all about loading the open transactions into receivables through as a part of data conversions. So when I talk about this, primarily we have to complete the auto accounting configuration. Okay, auto accounting configuration for all account types. So if you want to import any auto invoice, if you want to create auto invoice in the receivables based on the any just external system or order management sales order information, we have to complete the auto accounting configuration for all types. We require transaction source. Source where the source type is imported. Okay, what are the transaction sources we created as a part of setups? Those all are manual sources. We require one transaction source as a imported. So after that we have to create line transaction flex field. Line transactions are descriptive flex field. It's a mandatory to process this data. Okay, the spreadsheet, if you want to load the auto invoice information receivables, this setup is mandatory. So once we're done with this setup, so we can just download FBDI template from OER. Okay, so prepare with the data, convert to CSV. load to interface, import into base tables. Okay, we'll follow this process. First, we have to go and complete the auto accounting configuration for all account types. It's a mandatory. We have to complete for all types. Otherwise, the process we cannot execute. So we'll just go to complete the auto accounting configuration. I think it just be done for only 4 accounts: receivables, revenue, and unbilled receivables and unearned revenue. Only for 4 account types only we complete auto accounting. For remaining all types, we have to define the auto accounting configuration. Go to project. So task name is auto accounting. Just click on go to task. So before we go and create auto accounting for other account types, we'll just go and verify for which accounts we completed auto accounting for our BU. So select our BU name, click on search. So for 4 receivables, revenue, unbilled receivables, and unearned revenue. Okay. Say create. So auto invoice clearing. So use any one of the account in this environment. In the corporate account value set, I could notice like somebody disabled most of the accounts which normally we use. We'll search it.
Uh,
Yeah, please.
yeah, one quick question. So we have this thing called like say unearned revenue or unbilled receivable.
Correct.
So in EBS training, do you explain in detail like what it is exactly,
Correct. Correct.
kind of?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. We take an example and which scenario will go with that. How accounting happens if you go with the unbilled, unearned, in which scenario, inbuild, in arrears, in advance, what is the meaning of it, in subsequent periods, how accounting happens, everything I just discussed in that EBS classes. Fine. You just use any one of the account. 1, 2, 3. I think this account also again somebody disabled it. No good reason why they do this. Accounts receivable. I think this account is available. 1 second. Is equals to 12310. Here which we use that also just disable it. I'm just using this account instead of going with a relevant name. Basically, we need auto invoice clearing account. Those accounts are not available. Just in the value set we have, but someone disabled. So no issues. You can use any one of the account. It will work. Just we have to complete this setup. Go with the bills receivable. Select department. Then say create another. Next one is deferred tax. Select company. Select department value and provide deferred tax account. You can use any one of the random account, no issues. Click on create another. Factor bills receivable. So create another. Account type is freight. Let's click on create another. Receivables already we completed. Just go with the remitted bills receivable. Create another. Revenue already we defined. Create for tax. So create another. So unbilled receivables and on revenue done. Only one more account type is unpaid bills receivable. Just say done. So we configure auto accounting for all account types, which is a mandatory to create the auto invoice, right? So save and close. The next task is we require transaction source. Anyway, Oracle provides seeded transaction source in the fresh instance also. right? That we can use here. Which one we are going to use? I'll just take you through that. Here, by default, not only in the Vision instance, in fresh environment also, you could see the transaction source with the receivables. So receivables import. Okay, this is a seeded transaction source. This we can use, which got all the parameters mapping which is required to import the data into system. So here what we could do is, since we are going to use, we can map our legal entity here. Open the transaction source, select our legal entity. Specify our transaction type. Google invoice. Done. Rest of all parameters, since it's a predefined, till unless you have a requirement how it has to be processed, you don't need to change anything. So save and close. We have a transaction source with a type called as imported. Right, imported type. And other task is we have to create line transaction descriptive flex field, the contest structure as well as segments within that. Those only we can use within the template for mapping purpose, where system will understand that uh, lines are belongs the distributions are belongs to each lines. Between the lines and the distributions, we can do the mapping with this line transaction descriptive flex field segment definition only. We'll see that. Go to implementation project, search for receivables descriptive flex fields. Task name is manage receivables descriptive flex fields. Just click on go to task icon. Fine. Here you can search for the descriptive flex field called as line transaction descriptive flex field. Search. And here you can click on edit. Click on manage contests. Here create contest structure. Click on create. Give the display name. So say Google auto invoice. So create contest sensitive segments. Will create one or two. One would be enough. So after giving this information, save it so that it will enable segment creation function. Click on create. So here you can give the mapping as say sales order number. Create value set for the same. Google sales order. Module is accounts receivable. Validation type is independent character. Value subtype text. The sales order number you want to enter in how many characters? So maybe 20 max. Say save and close. So it has to select automatically. Fine. It's taken value set here and other details. Column segments, a character. It will take the table column. Now you select value set which you created. Done. Say save and close. Only one segment we created. Within that, the segment name is sales order number. What we created, the contest is this. Just this, you make a note. This information is required for us. Google Auto Invoice. Say save and close. Say save and close. Do the same. Finally deploy the flex field. Okay. The line transaction. Within that only we created contest structure under segments. So deploy it. Yep, it's done. So you can see it's deployed. Now we can prepare that FBDI template with the data and that can be loaded into the application. Financials. Go to use. Import file based data. Yeah. So download this template. Auto invoice import. How to download? Right click. Say save link as. Same Google FBDI you can take into the same folder. You can notice here which job you have to run. Import auto invoice you have to run. Fine. So now open this template. You could see sample data within this template. Remove, undo. You can just prepare whatever you require. One second. Yeah, fine. So you could see the sample data. So except one record, remaining all you can remove. That means we are going to create one invoice. This is RA interface lines, RA interface distributions. The distribution level we just basically will go with the two accounts. One is receivables, another one is revenue. Keep two lines, remaining all you can remove. So sales credits not mandatory, and contingencies if applicable, revenue related not required. Okay, first tab is here. RA interface lines all. There won't be any header information which you specify. The actual transaction header information will be represented through lines only. These lines undo the distributions we do mapping by using the line transaction flex field value only. Okay, go to RA interface lines all. So provide your business unit name. First, let's take all that information to spreadsheet. Better we'll copy instead of typing. Anyway, we need other details also with the reference of transaction creation. Source is receivables import, right? Of course, it's won't display here. It is not. It should not be available to create through manually. It's imported source. So fine. Just forgot that point. But anyway, just to take the reference information, we'll provide these details. Google customer. We'll use this information for reference. Now, what we need, we require BU name. This is the BU name. You can copy. Just take the same here. Take into spreadsheet. Against this BU, you want to create the transaction batch source name. The transaction batch source name is receivables import. We'll take better. We'll make a copy and we'll take it. Transaction sources. Okay, so this is the name we have to take into the spreadsheet. Same you can take into, so take into notepad, then finally you can take into spreadsheet. So the transaction type, okay, within that only just we mapped our transaction type Google Invoice. And payment terms optional. If you want to take, you may just take what basically we are using here. The same you can take. Okay, here the month, so May 19th 2018. The same transaction date you can take as a accounting date, but these fields are optional, you can notice that. And original system bill to customer reference, not mandatory, remove it. Original system bill to customer address reference, not required. Original systems all related to original system. Original system customer contact reference, original system ship to customer account reference, original system customer address reference, not required. Original system just not required. Sold to customer, not required, but this information is required, you have to select. So ship to customer account number, ship to customer site number, that means ship to customer account number and site numbers required. So to take the ship to customer number and site numbers, go to customer definition. Go to task list. So manage customers. Customer name is Google customer. Account number 22095. 22095, right? 22095. So that's what ship to customer account number. Account number is same for ship to bill to. Ship to customer site number. Site number is 889530. 889530. 889530. 889530. Done. Now ship to we given, and ship to contact party, this is not required and all not required. Here you provide this information also. Bill to customer account number, same. Ship to bill to same customer. Bill to customer site number. Ship to customer site number, bill to customer site number, same, because we selected the purpose as ship to bill to same address. That's all. So for provide these four fields: bill to customer account number, bill to customer site number, ship to customer account number, ship to customer site number. Done. So here line type, just a description you can provide. Some goods, currency USD. So since they made this field as a mandatory, you have to provide the data currency conversion type. So you are not dealing with the foreign currency, still they made the field as mandatory, so use user. Okay, so to use a conversion type as user, here you can define the rate. Today date you can take. Here you can go with month as in May, date 19/2018. Rate same, just the same will be converted, so you can give as a conversion rate as a 1 only. Whatever you enter, the same will get converted as this. Line amount, say $25,000. Quantity is only 1. Unit price also you can give the same. And line transaction flex field contest name, we can create a right Google auto invoice that you should take here. Within that, how many segments we have? Only one segment, that is sales order number. Here you can enter the line transaction flex field segment 1. Segment 1 name we given sales order number, so that number you can enter here. 555 done. Only one segment we created, that number enough. So other segment, we don't have many segments which we created within this line transaction flex field. Just go through other columns. Since we are modifying, we are going through this sample data record. Just verify all the columns. If you think you can add, if you don't require, you can remove from available data. Done. Okay, we verified all the columns and we given the required data. So that now you can go to RA interface distributions all. Take the same BU. So when it's a distribution, will have a minimum 2 lines, one for receivables, one for revenue. So same value you can provide here. Account class, one is receivables, other one is revenue. revenue percentage is 100. If you want to enter the amount, you can enter what we enter in the header level 25,000. Here already we have 100%. It will take as this. If you want to enter, you can enter it again 25,000. So line transaction flexible contest. So we given as a Google auto invoice, right? The same we have to provide. So our system will understand these distribution lines are belongs to which line, the which line where line refers a transaction. So that you have to map with the number only. It's a sales order number. These two distributions are belongs to the same sales order. That's how we have to provide. We have only one segment in the line transaction flex field. Remaining segments data you can remove. Let's verify. Okay. Provide receivables and revenue account code combination. That you can take from here. Okay, just we are creating one dummy transaction for reference purpose. So from here you may take accounts. Okay, receivables company 1000, department 1000. So you can go and enter that details. 1000, department also 1000. Account 12101 and project we given as 1000. So we have four segments only, right? For revenue 1000, revenue account department also 1000, revenue account is 41000, project 1000. So just go through other columns. Okay, done. So that's all. This is how you have to prepare it. This data just not mandatory. So once we're done with this, what we have to do is we have to create CSV file. Take into same folder. So the rest of process we know very well. The same we have to follow. So the system will create the invoice and receivables. We'll see that. File not found or no details. No, anyway, it's created. Done. Go to application. Directly you can navigate to ESS job page. No need to load into UCM, right? So if you want to load, you can load it, or else directly you can browse the file from here itself. Go to ESS job page. So what is the job name we have to use? Load interface file for import. Import process is import auto invoice. Data file we have to browse and select. Here auto invoice import. Say OK. Say submit. Now system will populate the data from this file to interface. From interface we have to import into base tables. If any issue with the data which is there in the interface, that you can go and see that. This is the earlier program which we submitted. Status is succeeded. Okay, fine. Now just refresh the same navigation. Go to same schedule processes. Schedule new process. Job is import auto invoice. Same BU. Transaction source is receivables import, right? With this we create a transaction. Default date and everything you can take. Rest of information is optional. Okay, we can proceed to say submit. Just wait for some time. Yeah, done. It's imported. So it's running the report, execution report. So from here through report, you can see how many invoices are created through that spreadsheet. Just select it, and you can just go to the output file. Just select this report, and just scroll down. Just it's a processing. We can see the output file. Yes, here it is display. Just click on download. So open. So just 1 second. So here you can notice it's one interface line one got selected, one successfully processed. You can see the details. Yes, we entered 25,000, the same amount. System created invoice. Now we can go and find that auto invoice which system created. Go to transaction workbench. Go to billing. So manage transactions. Search with the transaction source called as receivables import. Search. You can find the transaction the 25,000 which we imported. Okay, this is the transaction which system created, 25,000. This is the transaction source. Transaction type is Google invoice. Okay, the complete information what we given through spreadsheet, we are able to load it. This is all about so loading the open transactions. When in the process of loading, if you struck with if you get some issue and all, so that you can just access to the auto invoice interface from this task. Here you could see manage auto invoice lines. It will allow you to access the data which is available in the interface level, which is added out whatever the status of data you have. In case of EBS, we can navigate, right? We can navigate. We have user interface separate window. The same way here, you can access to the same data through spreadsheet, and you can correct directly from here, and you can import from here itself. You can submit the import process from here from the spreadsheet itself. Just 1 second, it is creating the framework of this page. fine. Done. So here you have a just option called as manage auto invoice lines, and if you want to search for any data, you can click on search. Here already the just information that our business unit got selected. You can select your BU and you can click on search. With that data, if any, I mean with this, any records are available in the interface, you could see. If that records are errored out, you could see the error message here. All the details you can see from here. Okay, once if you find out any errors, based on that you can correct the this record. Okay, you can correct the record specific data and then you can submit. Okay, so that's how you can do it. Such, if you upload, in the sense the changes will be uploading into auto invoice interface, that including the changes. If the record, if you want to import into receivables, you can click on submit. So this is how just you can access to interface tables also, to just find out the issues, to correct it, import, to submit to interface only. So that's all about auto invoice import. Okay, so we're done with this. I'll just keep system ready by tomorrow, other application, so that we can test this loading process also. Okay, so any questions from anyone, please? If no questions, we can wind up for today, and these remaining topics we can close in tomorrow's session. Primarily automatic receipts, the rest won't take much time, simple concepts. So any questions from anyone, please? If no questions, we can wind up for today. We'll connect tomorrow same time. Fine, no questions. Okay, thank you all. Have a good day and good night.